Steps away from Times Square, time stood still. Yet another horrific hate crime has struck. I'm George Eli Herrera, and this is Voice of Our Community. In the latest attack on March 29th around noon, a 65-year-old Asian woman was walking to church in Midtown Manhattan when, out of the nowhere, a man brutally kicked her down to the ground and continued to stomp on her head as she laid there helplessly, all the while shouting that she does not belong here. What makes me more furious is that the bystanders nearby, a few feet from the crime scene inside the apartment, watched coldly and did nothing the whole time. After the attacker casually walked away from the scene, more people inside the building showed up, and one of them even closed the door on the wounded old lady lying right in front of them. The old lady suffered from a broken pelvis and was transported to the hospital. Even though she is now in stable conditions, she will forever be shadowed by this horrific and terrifying experience, not only physically, but also mentally and emotionally. It's outrageous to continue to witness our seniors being victims of brutal hate crimes, and I am so disgusted to see bystanders just let this attack happen, as if they were just watching a live TV play. This morning, police reported that the attacker, Brandon Elliott, a 38-year-old man, was arrested overnight at a hotel used as a homeless shelter. He was charged with felony assault as hate crime. The ironic part is that this man is a convicted killer that murdered his own mother in 2002, spent only 17 years in prison. He was released from jail in November of 2019 and placed on lifetime parole. Yes, served only 17 years after killing his own mother and was out on parole. Is our justice system flawed? In 2011, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled declaring its overcrowded prison system to be unconstitutional and issued subsequent legislative responses to reduce the use of state incarcerations. In addition, due to COVID, there has been a record number of criminals who have been released early into our community. Does defunding the police facilitate the unsafe environment for our communities? The New York Police Department's budget has been slashed by $1 billion in 2020. I'm against police brutality, but we need police to keep our city safe. We must protect the levels of patrol strength throughout our communities. Why are we passing policies that protect psychopaths? Who should we fault here? Our country has gone either too extreme one way or the other. There is no such thing as a middle ground anymore. And if you do stand in the middle, as a sound-minded individual that is willing to come to the table, you are demonized. To the people that feel the same like I do, we must stand together strong against these far extreme left and right groups. We must let our voice and our opinions be heard and not muffled by those that feel they are more righteous, that want to dictate and impose their extreme views on us, pushing policies to tell us how to live our lives. We must put our heads together to try to understand what is really going on in our communities. Do not be fooled. It's our turn to pull the curtain. We will no longer be bullied. Let's stand up. Build a bright and better future together with solidarity and prosperity in mind. All these hate crimes must stop, and we will be heard. Stop hate in America and build back smarter.